Good morning, class. This is Unit 8, Harvest Time, Part 3. Dr. Maribel Roman, ESOL Beginners, Distance Teaching and Learning. So how's your day? I hope everyone is safe at home and waiting for this pandemic to finish or to end. So let's keep praying for one another, okay? The essential question of this unit or this section of the unit is how and why are plants important to man? That's the essential question. If you can see this picture, you have a lot of fruits right here, right? And all of these foods are part of a plant. So we eat plants in lunch and dinner as a dessert or as a snack. There's plants all over our places and lives as well. The standards, objectives, content objectives. I will identify root words, prefixes and suffixes. I will read an informational text to make comparisons between different types of plants. Language objectives, I will read an informational text to make comparisons between different types of plants. I will identify root words, prefixes, and suffixes. The vocabulary, vitamins, healthy, graft, oxygen, energy. So what is graft? Grafting.
I start a tree and I let it grow for about 3 years. And at that point I can come in and start to graft onto those branches. Those 4 branches become 8. The next year, 8 becomes 16, 16 becomes 32. It's essentially like an 8 to 9 year process. Essentially what you're doing with this clear plastic is you're creating a greenhouse around the graft. And so what it'll do is all that humidity helps the graft heal in. The first tree was planted in 2011, and it has the 40 varieties, but I anticipate it'll be about 3 or 4 years before it's at that peak and then peak blossom. Unlike any other artworks that I've made, these things continuously evolve. I think one of the reasons why I've been able to keep it going for so long is that every year it's something new.
Graft, grafting, grafted. Now, let's see some of this vocabulary in action. Oranges, from tree to market. How are oranges grown? Although farmers start some crops with seeds, farmers grow orange crops in a different way. Growers start by planting young grafted trees. A grafted tree is made of 2 trees. The farmer takes a part of one young tree and attaches it to the roots of another young tree. The trees grow together to make a stronger tree. A grafted tree also produces fruit that is better than the fruit of an ungrafted tree. The grafted trees start producing oranges after about 2 years. When the oranges are ripe, farmers harvest the fruit. Most farmers pick oranges by hand. Then they take the oranges to a storage area. Farmers sell almost half of the harvested oranges to people who make orange juice. They also sell oranges to people who make perfume, oils, jams, and candies. Some oranges go directly to a market where you can buy them. Your turn. So what is a grafted tree? And I know you have this as an assignment. What is a grafted tree? How long does it take for a grafted tree to start producing fruit? It's very interesting. What do the farmers do with the harvested oranges? And then you can explain what is that. Some of you have already done this homework and some of you have not. But the important thing is that you read thoroughly. If you don't know a word, you go seek for that word in the dictionary. Learn the meaning so in a way that when you're reading the text, it will make sense to you. Because if you don't know what grafted is, then you are going to be like, what does that mean? You get the meaning of grafted, and then you can always decode words. But if you have a dictionary next to you handy, use it, and then it's going to be easier to understand your reading selection. And you are awesome. That's right. So this is what we're going to talk now about prefix, root, and suffix. As you can see, it's like a puzzle, right? The prefix goes at the beginning as pre. It's like pre-K, pre-kinder, pre because it's the first thing that you do. Fix, the root, and the suffix. And remember that I said the root is una raíz, like la yuca, which is the base of the plant, and a suffix. And the suffix goes after the root. So prefix, root, and suffix. Some words have the root, which is the basic word, has a prefix. Some words have prefixes, and some words have suffixes, and some words have prefixes and suffixes as well. For example, a desert seems to be an unlikely place to build a city. And there you have here, this announcement says that this is going to be called Evergreen, and it's going to be a subdivision. I don't see anything green there, but they're showing beautiful houses here. So it's unlikely. I know that you know like, but un is a prefix, like is the root word, and li is the suffix. And we spoke about li last week, right? So unlikely, prefix, root word, and suffix. And let me move this over here, and you have here prefix and suffixes. Pre, before, on, in, not. This stands for the opposite. Re, for again. Like repeat, like reread. See? Read again. Miss, wrongly. Less, not able to. Lee, in a way. Able, can be done. Full, full of. So these are prefixes and suffixes. If you see that this dash goes after the affix, then it's a prefix. If it goes before, it's a suffix. Let's see a little bit more details what we're talking about. So what is a root word? A root word has no prefix or suffix. It is the most basic part of a word, and it can stand alone. You can say act, like sister act, right? Sister act. So act is a root word. Ego is a root word. Legal is a root word. Phobia is a root word. They can stand alone and have a meaning. For standing alone, we want to say that they have a meaning on its own. They don't need anything else to make meaning. And then the prefix, look at this volcano. A prefix is a word or part of a word that is placed at the beginning, beginning of another word to change its meaning. Extraordinary. So ordinary is anything, like anything ordinary, right? But when you say extraordinary, it makes another meaning. It has another meaning. So a volcano eruption is an extraordinary event. It is not something ordinary. It is not something that happens every day. It's something that is extraordinary. See, this is the prefix, extra. And this is the root word, ordinary. Got it? You better. Friendly, unfriendly, meaning not friendly. Friendly, and ly here is a suffix, so it's friend and ly. Friend is a root word, and ly is the suffix. Then, but here you have on, which is a prefix, friend, the root word, and ly, which is a suffix, to make a different sense of the word friend. For example, we have auto, standing for self or same, autopilot, autobiography, when you're writing about yourself, automobile, mobile because it moves, and auto because it's same. It's automobile. Something that moves by himself, like a car, is an automobile. Ill, in, is not or without. Illegal, immoral, immigrant, irresponsible. So you have response, responsible, irresponsible. Tele, from or over a distance, telecommunications, telemedicine, television, telephone. See? Micro, it's very small, like microscope, microcosm, microbe, or microwave. It's another one. Prefixes. A prefix is a word. A prefix is a word part located at the beginning of a root word or base word to modify its meaning. You have anti, which is against, anti-freeze, anti-hero, anti-social, antivirus. We have co, which stands for together with, co-create, coexist, cooperate, co-sign. You have this, which is dispose of, disappear, disbelief, disconnect, disinfect. You have for, like before, and this is foreclosure, foreground, foresee, forward, in, not, like inappropriate, inter, between, like interact, miss is the opposite of, like misbehave or misspell, non, like not, non-existent, nonsense. When you say you're making nonsense, explain yourself better, right? And there's also over, which is too much, like overdone, pre, before, precaution, predetermined, do it again, reassign, regain, resend, reuse, sub, below or under, subconscious, subfloor, submarine, super, that stands for above or beyond, superhuman, supernatural, superman, superboy, supergirl, trans, this stands for across or changing, transact, transform, un, that stands for not, unaware, unknown, under, that stands for below, underage, undercook, underwater. So these words, these prefixes, you need to learn by heart how to use them, okay? It's something that you need to learn on your own. So let's say you're going to write the correct prefix in the blank space. And we have this, in, miss, re, on, under. I just can't believe it. The story is blank believable. If the story is blank believable and you can't believe it, you want to say that it's nothing related to believing, right? Think about that. No, that answer is blank. Correct. It is wrong. How do you say that is wrong with using correct and one of these prefixes? Think about that too. Let's look at this information again. We should blank view it before the test. You want to look at this information again, meaning that you already did it. So view with did it previously? What is that? Think about that too. I saw Allison just a moment ago, but now I can't find her. It seems that she blank appeared. If you can't see her, if you can't find her, what is wrong? It seems that she blank appeared. Blank. This in Miss Re on under. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear you correctly. I blank understood you. Didn't hear you correctly? Understood. This in Miss Re on under. And don't do under understood, please. No. The subway does sometimes words have more than one prefix and more than one suffix. So the subway does not go over the land a normal like a normal train. It moves blank ground. It does not go over the land like a normal train because it's a subway, which is also a compound word, has a suffix sub. It moves how? This, in, miss, re, on, under. Let's see how you did. The story is unbelievable. On. No, that answer is incorrect. Incorrect. It is wrong. Let's look at this information again. We should review it before the test. Review. Review. Review it. I saw Allison just a moment ago, but now I can't find her. It seems that she disappeared. 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 Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear you correctly. I misunderstood you. Misunderstood you. The subway does not go over the land like a normal train. It moves underground. The subway goes underground. Yay! You are awesome. Love you guys. Awesome is your last name. So what is a suffix? We already spoke about the prefix, and now we're talking about the suffix. We spoke about the root word, we spoke about the prefix, and now the suffix. And a suffix is a letter, syllable, or group of syllables that are added to the end of a word to change it into something else. We have motor plus cycle, and that is a motorcycle. There you go. Motor plus cycle, it's a motorcycle. See? Motorcycle. Motor plus cycle is a motorcycle. Love, lovable. Love, lovable. You're changing this letter here because it has some rules. It has 5 rules. We're going to go over the rules for the suffixes very quickly because it's a lot to ingest, but you can go again and review these whenever you have a doubt. When adding the suffixes ness and li to a word, these two, ness and li, to a word, the spelling of the word does not change. Darkness, darkness. Scholarly, scholarly. That's when you are adding ness or li. The root word does not change. But when the word ends in Y, you're going to change the Y into Y before adding ness and adding li. Like ready, you drop this one and you add the I. Readily. Happiness, you drop the Y and you add the I. Happiness. When the suffix begins with a vowel, drop the silent E in the root word. So care is the root word. You drop this one, the E, because it's silent. You don't say querí, you say care. If that word has a sound, the E has a sound, then you don't drop it. But in this case, care ends in a silent E, doesn't sound. So you want to say caring, you drop the E. Use, you drop the E. Usable, usable, drop the E. Exceptions to rule number 2. When the word ends in CE or GE, keep the silent E in the suffix. And if the suffix will begin with A or O, it's replaced plus able, replaceable. See, it begins with A, able. Courageous begins with O, courageous. Courage by O's, plus O's is courageous. Rule number 3. When the suffix begins with a consonant, keep the silent E in the original word because the suffix begins with a consonant. And consonant are all of those letters that do not have a vowel sound. Careful, careful. Careless, careless. Because the suffix begins with a consonant. And the consonant here is the F. The consonant here is the L. Okay? Exceptions. Truly, true plus ly, truly. Argument, argument. You drop the E and you drop the E. These two exceptions. And then we have rule number 4. When the word ends in a consonant plus Y, change the Y to I before any suffix, not beginning with I. Sunny is a consonant and I and Y. See? Consonant and Y. So you want to add ER. That will be sunny, dropping the Y into I, making an writing an I, dropping the Y, making an I, and then adding ER, sunnier. And then you have hurrying, but you want to drop the Y and keep, hurrying. You have the hurry and you add ing. Got it? In this case, you're not dropping the Y. And rule number 5, when the suffix begins with a vowel, double the consonant only if, number 1, the word has one syllable or is accented on the last syllable. And when we say accented, we know that when in English, we don't write physical accents. But when you pronounce, that pronunciation where the stress of the voice in the word goes, that's the accent. On the last syllable, like syllable, see, syllable, that's the accented syllable. Syllable, because the strength of the pronunciation goes in sy instead of la. If not, it will be syllable or syllable, see, syllable. And the other word is in a single vowel followed by a single consonant. Two conditions. One syllable word, tanning. You double the consonant. Tan in, tanning. Regret plus ing with ing. Regretting, double the consonant. Cancelled. Cancel plus ed. Cancelled. You do not because the accent is not on the last syllable, it's cancel. If it was in the last syllable, it would cancel. No. And then you have to double the consonant. But in this case, because the accent is not in the last syllable, you do not double the consonant. Preferred, preferred, prefer, you're doubling the consonant. See? Prefer, prefer, because fur is the stress of the word. And then we have suffix, able, airy, full, capable. Able is capable of being. Airy is of or related to, and full is full of a notable or notable of. So capable of being, preventable, adaptable, credible, predictable, airy, planetary, military, full, grateful, beautiful, full of or notable of, grateful, beautiful, wonderful, fanciful. Got it? Got it? Let me plug in my computer before she stops working. Hold that thought there. Okay, so these are the suffixes and ending is an ending word part that gives additional meaning to a root or base word. A word may contain more than one suffix, like I was saying before, and these are the examples. Able to be, like breakable. Al, pertaining to, like electrical. Magical, facial. Asian, shun, action process, collaboration, communication, inspiration, reflection. More, busier, easier, faster, higher, more. EST or IST, or EST, closest, fiercest, mightiest. Full of, beautiful, full of beauty, beautiful, full of beauty, doubtful, full of doubt, hopeful, full of hope. And then we have EFI, amplify, beautify, to make or cause. Illy or Lee describes how completely, lovely, openly, suddenly. You also have the EOs or O's, full of to, ambitious, disastrous-ish, having the quality of, childish or foolish. If, quality state. It's a lot to ingest, but it's things that we need to know because we are creating words and we are learning words in English. And if we see and we can relate those endings and those beginnings when we join them to the word, we will this is going to help you better understand how to pronounce or what the meaning of that word is. If, quality, taste, creative, effective, less, lack or without of, aimless, careless, meant, assignment is the act of or state of, assign you something, encouragement, to encourage you. Ness is a state of being as well. Awareness, darkness, goodness, sadness. Some, characterized by awesome, is awesome, fearsome. T, conditional state, ability, loyalty, novelty, specialty. And this is going to be your turn again. Use the suffixes from the list to complete the sentences. Ness, full, less, dumb, meant, able. The baby always wants to move. She is rest, restless, restful, restless, restdom, rester, restment, restable. The dog is very cute. He is adorable. Melanie can't remember anything. She is very forgetful. I teach science in a big university. I am a physics teach. He is the most important knight in Richard's whole kingdom. She is wonderful. The best thing about her is her kind. The kids never disagree or have an argue. Let's see the first one. The baby always wants to move. She is restless. The dog is very cute. He's adorable. Melanie can't remember anything. She's very forgetful. I teach science in a big university. I am a physics teacher. He is the most important knight in Richard's whole kingdom. She is wonderful. The best thing about her is her kindness. The kids never disagree or have an argument, really. I don't believe it. But you are awesome, and that is right, you are. Let's say you want to compare two fruits or two plants, in this case, two fruits, and you have this reading selection as well. Apples and oranges are both fruits, but they are very different. Apples grow in all 50 states. Oranges only grow where there is a warm weather all year. Apples can be red, green, or yellow. All apples have seeds on the inside. Some kinds of oranges have seeds and some are seedless. Seedless, without seeds. Both apples and oranges grow on trees. Apples are grown in orchards and oranges are grown in groves. So this is a crop report example. Crop report example. So you want to compare and contrast, right? Apples, oranges, and apples and oranges. So apples, they grow in 50 states. The oranges grow where there is warm weather all year, and apples and oranges, they're both fruits. Got it? What else can we say about the apples and the oranges? Differences, this is unique to apples, this is unique to oranges, and this is common to apples and oranges. So this is similarities, and these are unique differences between both. Your turn. Complete the comparison and contrast chart. I gave you these. And the final version would be this one. The apples grow in 50 states. The oranges grow where there is warm weather all year. And apples and oranges both are fruits, according to our selection, right? Apples are red, green, or yellow. Sorry for this typo here. Are green, red, green, or yellow, or can be, I'm sorry, can, if I need a C here, can be red, green, or yellow. The oranges are obviously orange, and both grows on trees. The apples have seeds on the inside, and some kinds of oranges have seeds, and some are seedless. Apples grow on orchards, and oranges grow in groves. So even though those are fruits and we love them, there are many differences between those two fruits or trees. And you are awesome. That's right, because you know this all and you can do it. So guys, take care, please. I'll see you again next Monday. Make sure to log in on time. Go to Google Classroom to do and turn in your homework on time. Stay safe. I love you and miss you a lot. Dr. Roman. And this is our unit. So guys, I want to see you. Well, I cannot see you, but if you have any questions, we can, let me finish here. So you got it. This is all about Unit 8. This is the last part of Unit 8, the Part 3. We divided this unit into 3 sections. The other 2 or prior sections are already recorded. You have the access to them in YouTube, and you have the link to YouTube as well. Is there